I'm Duke Rude, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the 1890 Initiative. Nebraska AD Trev Alberts spoke to the media this morning regarding a proposed renovation of the south side of Memorial Stadium. Plans for the $450 million renovation will go before the Board of Regents on October 5th. Completion of the entire stadium renovation project is targeted for July 2026, with occupancy to follow in August. More details are to follow here on tonight's show. Following the AD's press conference, football head coach Matt Rhule addressed the media in anticipation of the Michigan game this Saturday. Before Coach could talk football, he was asked on his thoughts on the renovation. Here's what he had to say.
We emailed today. Obviously I was told ahead of time a little bit, but I don't know much else detail-wise. So just like we're building the best training facility probably in the country, sounds like we'll continue to go with the most iconic, but also one of the best stadiums. So I know with that there's always, anytime you build something, you always have to go down to go back up, right? You have to build a foundation before you can build a skyscraper. So I know there's obviously going to be some challenges to it that are well beyond my pay grade, but Trev's one of the reasons why I came here. He's a visionary leader, and he's a guy that sees the big picture, and the future of college football is going to be different, and so right now so much of it's based on TV money, and that's going to continue to change, and so many things are going to continue to change. So I think Trev has elite vision for making sure that University of Nebraska football is in the best position to be successful from everything around the football. So it's one of the reasons why I came here, because he could see all those things that I can't see.
Coming up on the show, we'll hear more about AD Trev Alberts' outline for the future of Memorial Stadium, and we'll hear from Coach Rhule. Nebraska soccer plays tonight at home against Rutgers. Kickoff is set for 7:05 p.m. and will be airing nationally on the Big Ten Network. We'll keep you updated throughout the show. Former Michigan State head football coach Mel Tucker plans on filing a wrongful termination lawsuit. The lawsuit comes days after Tucker was fired due to sexual harassment allegation. Tucker says that he's being fired without due process. The Detroit Lions travel to Green Bay tonight for a Thursday night showdown with the Packers. Both teams are 2-1 and tied for first place in the NFC North. Kickoff is set for 7:15 and streaming on Amazon Prime Video. Our sports ticker is sponsored by the 1890 Initiative. Do you want to support Husker student athletes through name, image, and likeness? If so, visit 1890nebraska.com. Coming up next is Hour 1 of Sports Nightly right here on the Huskers Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Heinrich with 5 on a play clock, gets the snap, hands it off to Ramir. No fakes with handoff, throws it to the flat to Kemp, makes a catch, 5. Touchdown, Nebraska. Great ball fake by Heinrich, flipped it in the flat to Kemp, scoots in there. Nebraska leads at 6-0.
Liz Grigorski, former Wisconsin Badger, line drive serve, good pass. Rodriguez the slide. Wow, Andy Jackson, kaboom! And that draws some oohs and ahs.
Lombardi play actions, being rushed, gets hit, goes down. Another sack for the Cornhuskers. M.J. Sherman, the first on the scene. It's a loss of 9.
Cammy Minor sends the serve, good pass, set to the middle. Andy Jackson off the ticket out. Match point, big run. They take down Stanford on the road at Maples Pavilion, and the Big Reds undefeated.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
Sitting here an hour ago, and I go, I don't know what we're going to talk about tonight. There's nothing happening. Just quiet.
This is a jam-packed show. Ooh. I mean, we're going to hear from Amy Williams, the head women's basketball coach. So much news. I mean, how often does the quarterback talk and Coach Rhule get pushed to the second segment?
Right.
So, yeah, we got lots to dive into, and not to mention Cole's joke of the week.
Oh, yeah, well, you got to mention that. So, and we're doing picks tonight because this is our last show of the week because volleyball plays tomorrow night, so it bumps us off.
You better keep us on track.
I know. We're gonna have to have some discipline tonight. Get the clock running in here for that tonight. It all changed. A lot of things changed this morning with the announcement that Nebraska is going to implode South Stadium at the end of the 24 football season. So like next November, early December. They're going to take her down and then build it back up with seating, with some suites, with some maybe loge boxes. All that still is yet to be determined. It's going to inconvenience people. It's going to inconvenience, moving around the stadium for a while. But I love the fact, Jessica, that it's going to connect the entire stadium where you can walk completely around a couple concourses.
Yeah, I was literally about to say that. I mean, it's going to be all worth it. I know it's going to be a little bit of a pain for a little while, but it's going to be all worth it in the end. And that's probably the most exciting part for me is that you can walk around the stadium because it can be challenging. And, and I think some of the amenities that we heard about the fan survey quite a bit when leading up to it and then when it came out and the results and all of that. And those were some of the biggest asks from Husker fans. And so the fact that it's getting addressed, and I mean, it might take a little bit, but as Trev said, be patient and it's going to be all worth it in the end.
And that South Stadium was built in 1968 and really has not been touched. And if any of our listeners, and I'm sure there are some that have seats there, they know. It's just, if you are toward the top to go to the bathroom or go get a Pepsi, you got to go all the way to ground level. And so it's a hike to do all that. And it's not very convenient. It's not very fan-friendly. It needs to be. Amy Just, the Lincoln Journal-Star, wrote a column this afternoon that said, "Good riddance. I will not miss you, South Stadium." And I think that's the way a lot of people feel. But again, it's going to hurt people when they realize, oh, I can't go to a game this year.
Yeah, I mean, and again, that communication, they're trying to figure out the best plan of action for that, and the students, all of that. It's going to be a lot to work through, but they had to get it on the docket, right, on the plan for the regions to vote on, and they'll continue to work through some of those plans. But we got a couple years, right, about 2 years.
This season, next season, not touched at all.
So at the end of next season is when we'll start getting a lot more of that communication.
Yeah.
But I think I don't know, I didn't see much negative reaction. And I think probably because the people that are affected in that South Side want this to happen. So as much as, it might stink to not have your season tickets for a season or two, probably two, maybe one, hopefully one, right?
That's the hope.
Yeah.
I mean, fingers crossed.
But as much as that is a pain, I think probably most people are for that because of the things that need to be addressed in that end zone.
And once it's done, it's going to be spectacular. It's going to be incredible over there. It's going to be seat backs. They're also going to do seat backs on the west and the east side of the stadium. That's been asked for by a lot of people. Trev did say in the press conference today, we're going to play a couple clips from him here in a minute. He did say we can't do that in the north. So the North Stadium, which has an awful lot of seats in it, the way it was built, the way that the levels between the rows, they can't put seat backs in there. So that's going to stay bleacher seating in the north.
And what I also thought was really cool about their plans and what they're looking to do is that they've gone to different stadiums to try to figure out different, I think, diverse seating options is what the terminology that he used. And I think that's another part of what people want, right? There's a lot of different, like going to Jerry World, right? And there's those suites on the field level, which I know people really like to do. I mean, you can't really see a lot of the game, but you can see the big screen and you're there to kind of like hang out. And that's what Trev was talking about, Cubs fans. You have your diehard baseball fans, and then you have the ones that want to be there for, just the entertainment purposes. And that's where you get fans like that no matter where it is, right? I mean, for the most part, you're going to find fans that there are people that are there for the sporting event. And there are people that it's a fun thing to do. So for entertainment purposes. But like stuff like that they're looking into doing to try to figure out that they're exhausting all options to figure out what would be the best suited for all types of fans. And I know I'm not trying to compliment Colorado, but I thought that was kind of cool, the seating that they had in that corner end zone.
Yeah.
Which are loge boxes, right?
Loge boxes, which I think that'll be a part of this.
Yeah,
too.
And Oklahoma implemented those when they did their stadium renovation. So I think that again is a trend that you're seeing in some of these stadiums. And so to maybe do something like that. And I just think looking at all the different options of what could be done and to maybe generate more revenue too. And just all the options are on the table. And I think that's what's really cool too.
If you have some thoughts, we'd love to hear them from you tonight, 402-413-2400 with a call or a text. Let's start with the cost. This is not cheap. I mean, one, to implode something costs an awful lot of money, and then to build it back up with suites and loge boxes and seats and all those things, and then connect concourses with east and west to make it be able to go completely around the stadium. There's a lot of cost. So here's Trev kind of breaking down what the actual cost of this project's going to be.
So that's sort of the vision. It's $450 million, $225 million we hope to raise privately. The athletic department will participate in $100 million. So we have about $50 million that's at the University of Nebraska Foundation in surplus funds, essentially donor funds. And actually, those are the dollars that we're going to use first. So part of the approval from the board is actually 3 different components, one of which is about a $45 million initial infrastructure package, which will allow us to get started immediately. And nothing that maybe the average fan is even going to see. It's back-of-house mechanical stuff that we need to kind of put in place before major construction happens. We will then seek to use the central lending program through Varner Hall and borrow another $50 million, just for a little context. We did borrow $50 million for the Go Big project, and through the support of our fans and others, we have a very aggressive payment plan, and so that debt will be expired at the end of this fiscal year. So we will not start another project and add debt to the athletic department until our previous debt has been extinguished. So really important there. The other $125 million, we're working through several sources to figure out how, in a true private-public partnership, we can impact, and so we'll be examining those areas as well.
A lot of numbers.
Yeah, a lot of numbers. And the revenue part of it has always been very important to Trev, and Doug Ewald, who we brought on, is a numbers guy. And so they're going to make sure that they're doing right by how they're raising the funding and all of that. And then not to mention, isn't there quite a bit of good chunk of change rolling in from that Big Ten TV contracts?
There is.
So, which
Yep.
I don't know if that will help offset some of that as well. But yeah, I mean, it's a lot to take in, but I imagine that they've got a good plan in place. They wouldn't have announced it and put it on the docket if they didn't feel like they had a good plan to move forward in this.
Got a text. Yes, we sit in section 14, row 97.
Wow.
Not fun. Cramped, have to walk all the way down, et cetera, et cetera. So I think even the people that realize they're not going to be able to have their seat for at least 1 year and maybe 2 get it. They understand, man, this is long overdue, and we're going to reap the benefits of it moving forward once it's done.
That's what I think, because if you're talking about that survey and fans filling it out, that was overwhelmingly what fans wanted, was to fix the south ends. And so I would think that even though they might forfeit a season or 2 of being in their seats, they're probably going to be happy that it is being addressed, because that's what they wanted to be addressed.
Let's head to the phones. Let's go to Beatrice. Griggs, you're up next here on Sports Nightly. Good evening.
Hey, good evening. Hey, first-time caller here. I listen to you guys nightly, absolutely. And
well, thank you. Appreciate you listening to us.
The South Stadium consecutive, the South Stadium work and stuff, that's a great idea, great idea. I'm kind of wondering how it's going to affect the consecutive sellout streak.
Well, it won't, because the games that are played there with the reduced capacity are going to be sold out, so it's not going to affect it at all. Moving, so that season, maybe 2, won't be affected at all.
Just the attendance will go down.
Yeah, the attendance will go down, obviously, but
the
every
sellout
ticket that's available is going to be sold.
Okay, I heard a comment that some fans will be disappointed they ain't going to be able to watch football in the South Stadium or whatnot.
Griggs, thank you. Appreciate listening
thanks for
every
listening.
night. And call back sometime with us. So the capacity is probably going to shrink from 60,000, maybe a little bit below that for that 25 season, because you're losing 22,000 seats.
And then once it's done, it's going to shrink a little bit, right? So,
it is.
But yeah, the tickets will absolutely still be sold out. So that sellout streak will not be affected by any means.
All right. The one of the first questions for Trev at the presser today was, why not? How did you balance whether you should just renovate it or just knock it down and start all over again? Here was his response.
Well, I think, the initial assessment was having it not connected to east and west, and trying to create the concourse and the connection. At some point it just becomes more feasible and economically viable to start over. I know our partners looked hard at that renovation. Can we find a way to just renovate it within so we don't disrupt some of our fans? But the decision was made. And again, part of what we want to do is we really want to connect east and west all the way up high. So you're really creating a true bowl. There's a competitive component to this as well. As we think about the band down in south and all the student section Our goal is we want this to be the best place to watch a college football game. And so there's more than just the stadium itself. We've got work to do outside the stadium. But at the end of the day, for me, what do we do to make this the greatest environment? It also allows you then, Amy, to think about some different diversification in different types of seating. So right now we have club seats and we have suites. And what we've seen and learned is there's lots of different ideas and options. There's ledge seating, there's loge boxes, there's some diversity in how we look at that. But more importantly as well, as I mentioned, equitable and affordable, we have got to solve our ADA problem in Memorial Stadium. It has not been addressed and it isn't right. And so part of this strategy is, again, to deal with those sensitive areas that have not been addressed. And by starting over in South Stadium, ADA is a very significant component of that.
I mean, you have to do it, and you have to make it more accessible. So, and I think too, you think about when that was built, what you said too, it probably doesn't make it very easy to renovate.
No. With
the structure being so old, and again, all the things that they want to implement, it's not you can't just remodel it.
Right.
You have to completely start over, I think, with all the different things that they want to add.
And they probably have to do more, at the base of it
to
secure it, because you're going to be adding weight. So all those things that I don't quite understand. You got to be an engineer. You got to be a Cole Hartman to figure some of that stuff out there. I want to work in one more clip from Trev before we go to our first break, and it's about after it's done. What will the capacity of Memorial Stadium be once they do the renovation? Because when you put in chairbacks compared to bench seating, you're going to lose seats. Here's his answer.
Well, I don't want to say a number that I get held accountable to, and everybody, you said, I've learned that. But I would envision, based on it's going to be in the mid 70,000 range, plus or minus somewhere in there. So I can also tell you that this is not an effort to try to decrease supply, increase demand, and use a decrease in supply to increase ticket prices to force new revenue. That's not really what this vision is about. This vision is about the amenities, and those are the ones that ultimately drive that 10 to 12% reduction.
So it's going to reduce capacity. Again, when you take out bench seating and put in chairbacks, for comfort, you're going to lose seats in that. Now, some people are like, in the chat, one of our poster said, I fail to see how cutting 10 to 15,000 tickets will make tickets more affordable. Trev did say what they have on their board of goals is to have 8,000 seats in the stadium that there is no seat license attached to. So you're just going to buy the straight ticket. You're not going to say, all right, here's your season ticket. We need $500 per ticket in addition to that. He wants to wipe that away. So 8,000. So you think about it, if we go to 75 capacity, 8,000 is more than 10% of the people are going to be able to have a ticket without having a seat license attached to it.
I know that's really important to him and the senior executive staff that they've been talking about for a long time. So to hear them talk about how they're going to do that. There was another question on here that I was going to get to, but here. It said, I won't be able to reap any of the benefits. They've had season tickets since 1993, but I won't be able to reap any of the benefits because I won't be able to afford the new seats. But do you expect some of those 8,000 to be in that south end zone?
I don't know. That I don't know the answer, because he did not say to that. And I would also just say pump the brakes, wait and see what happens.
Right.
Wait and see where they set that, because I'm not sure they have got all that figured out. Crypto's also saying, isn't that strange to be reducing capacity? Not really. You think about a lot of the new stadiums that are getting built in the NFL or college, everybody's building smaller stadiums, more suites, more low seating, more high dollar stuff, and reducing the number of seats. That's really the trend in sports, is smaller, not these great big giant things.
Well, and they need more room per seat
Correct.
Is another. That was one of the big things that people were saying too in the south end zone. They need more room for those seats so they're not so scrunched in there. So that's part of why that's being reduced as well.
Absolutely. Jim in North Platte, hang on. Keep those texts coming. We'll get to those. I know this is a hot topic. We've got a couple more clips from Trev that we're going to get to tonight as well. 402-413-2400. That is our Woodhouse Auto Family hotline. They are your trusted auto partner. 20 brands, 20 convenient sales and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online at woodhouse.com. More of the show coming up.
Farming today is a combination of hard work, innovation, and partnerships to help keep us moving forward. Sapp Brothers Petroleum has provided us with fuel, propane, and lubricants on the farm for many years.
For over 52 years, Sapp Brothers has been a reliable partner to thousands of farmers across our great state. We work hard to make sure our customers have the most reliable supply, provided in the safest manner and at the most competitive price. Trust Sapp Brothers Petroleum to protect your equipment and keep your farm fueled. Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Huskers Athletics and to serve Nebraska farmers and Husker fans across America's heartland.
It's time for some Nebraska farm facts. Want to know a fast way to rev up our Nebraska economy while helping the planet? It's right in your tank. When you fill up with clean soy-based biodiesel, you're increasing Nebraska biodiesel production while reducing greenhouse gases by up to 74%. So look for biodiesel where you fill up. It benefits our air, our economy, and our farmers. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
This statement has not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
When it comes to my lifestyle and diet, I don't always make the smartest choices.
Touchdown! Woo! Hey, how about another round and some more chips?
But when it comes to taking care of my liver, I do make one very smart choice. Active liver tablets from New Nordic. I used to have real issues with my liver, and at my last checkup, my doc was concerned about my numbers. But since adding a once-a-day active liver tablet, my gut's better, I feel great, and my doctor's happy. I ask a lot of my liver, so the least I can do to say thanks is a daily dose of Active Liver.
Active Liver is one of many award-winning health products from New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Scandinavia. Purchase at Amazon.com or for a volume discount, visit newnordicusa.com. Available as a tablet or delicious sugar-free gummy. Protect and help your liver the easy and effective way with Active Liver at Amazon or newnordicusa.com.
In 1923, Bert R. Benjamin had a vision, an all-purpose tractor that could do more. With that, the Farmall was born. This year, Case IH is celebrating 100 years of Farmall, 100 years of milestones, 100 years of innovation, passion, grit. And they're doing it through your stories. Share them at farmall100.com. One lucky storyteller will win their own Farmall, the tractor that is the one for all.
Woodhouse Chevy is making car buying better with 2 convenient locations in Missouri Valley, Iowa, and our newest location in Omaha at 112th and Dodge. With a huge selection of new cars, trucks, and SUVs, experience the entire Chevy lineup and explore our savings going on now. Visit us in store or online anytime to shop our current offers and all our inventory. Find new roads with Woodhouse Chevy in Missouri Valley and now in Omaha.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska exists to be there with you. They are rooting for the schools and teachers who make our communities great. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is proud to sponsor Touchdowns for Teachers and ask Husker fans to nominate outstanding educators who help Nebraska students reach their potential. If there's a teacher you want to recognize for the impact they've made in your community, find a nomination form at huskers.com/touchdowns for teachers.
There are a lot of rates out there, and it can be tough to find the right one. Well, let's make it easy. With FNBO's special offer CD of 5.5% APY for 3, 7, or 17 months, you can earn more, save more, and do more. That's 5.5% annual percentage yield for 3, 7, or 17 months at your nearest FNBO location with a minimum deposit of $500 and an FNBO Premier checking account. So stop on by and give your savings a great big boost with the Great Big Small Bank. FNBO, member FDIC.
Out here, we raise stronger people, stronger crops, and we proudly raise our flag to that. Let the weather, pests, and pressures try to beat us down. We only keep growing up. With the next-gen genetics, the pure acre-for-acre know-how of these soils, and a deep pride of our roots, we're born to raise at Hogemeyer. Learn more at therightseed.com.
At Groundworks, we take great pride in helping our Nebraska neighbors keep their homes healthy, from repairing foundations to waterproofing basements to fixing crawl spaces or lifting concrete driveways. We'd like to think our customers choose us because of our attention to detail or the fact that we're the nation's leading foundation solutions provider. What gives our customers the most comfort is we're right here in Nebraska. Visit groundworks.com for a free estimate. Groundworks, foundation solutions crafted with pride. The official foundation company of the Huskers.
A few drinks at home after work, a couple of hits at a party with some friends, over-the-counter drugs for a minor illness, a new daily prescription, and you're not quite sure how it makes you feel. It doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If it impairs you, driving becomes deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
It's time for another round of Nebraska Farm Facts. If there's one thing Nebraska's known for, it's our beef. And Nebraska soybeans feed a lot of them, and even more pigs and chickens. Farmers and ranchers raise livestock and poultry to provide nutritious, affordable protein for all ages to help build muscle and maintain energy for a healthy lifestyle. Keep that in mind as you prepare all that tasty meat on your tailgate grill. This message is brought to you by Nebraska soybean farmers, growing opportunity from the ground up.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres. They are the Midwest's premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you back tonight. Big news of the day, the announcement of stadium improvements to take down South Stadium. Again, pending Board of Regents approval next week. They have the meeting on Thursday. John in Omaha on our text line. This is mostly all great news. One of the things about being a great leader is having to make some decisions that might not always be comfortable for everyone, but in the end will be good for the majority. This is something that is long overdue. I'm so glad that Trev and his staff are addressing it. This will make this even more amazing place for college football moving down the road. I think that's kind of the big picture of the whole thing.
It was going to have to be done at some point, right?
Yeah.
So it's when do you do it? And, there's a lot of excitement, I think, right now with Coach Rhule taking over. And it was going to have to be done at some point. And I think there are a lot of things that needed to be addressed and tweaked. And that's part of kind of the arms race of this. I mean, you see every year some historic stadium has to get some renovations. That's just kind of how it goes. So, it was tough, I'm sure. And they've been working on this for, I think I saw Lindsay Chamberlain, who's the executive assistant. She posted on Twitter that they've been working on this since almost the first day. I think his first week since he got here. It's just been something that they've been trying to figure out and work through. And so they made sure that they had everything figured out before they made this big decision.
All right, let's head to the phones. Go to North Platte and Jim. Good evening, Jim. Welcome to the program.
Yes. First of all, I'd like to say one of my brothers lived in Lincoln back in the 70s. I got to go there, and I think there was like 65 or 70,000 there. Here's my question. I'm not going to try to be rude or anything. When they made your stadium bigger, why didn't they put places in there? I'm not trying to be rude.
To put
for
what in?
People.
Put what in there?
Even to make seats. I'm not trying to be rude. I've never been over 200. Why didn't they put seats in there for guys and gals, 225? I'm not trying to be rude. 250 and up. I have been to games there where I have been stuck in between people that they are big guys or big gals. You don't have much room to basically move. Why didn't they do that when they was building the stadium over the last 20, 30 years? Why didn't they make places there even just to put those people?
Well, that's a question I don't have the answer to. I don't know. I do know that that's the problem with bench seating is that when this stadium was built in 1923, we have just grown as people in America. We're bigger now than we were 100 years ago. And so you're right. Everybody gets jammed in there. And so I think that's why the thought to go to seat back so that everybody has their own individual seat. Now, I know there's some issues with the new seat backs on the east side that they're not allowing enough leg room. So if somebody who's pretty tall, their legs are getting jammed in there on the east side. So you got to deal with that as well.
We got a text about that, so I know that that's been something that they are looking at. I hope that I'm sure that that's not the only complaint, because it looks real tight. But I think probably at one point it was about getting as many people as possible, right? But now it's about that comfortability, and it just needs to be addressed differently. There's a different focus and thought process 30 years ago than there is now, and what fans want and need are just different. And then we are probably bigger overall. Average size of people are probably bigger now.
Yep, no doubt. All right, the project will start not at the end of this season, but the end of next season. That's when they will raise South Stadium, and the goal, here's Trev talking about the goal to have the project completed.
So the goal is by August of 26. The reason why I say it's a goal is, if anybody else built a house in their life, and remember when you're told it's going to be available in October and then you move in May? So it's the same issue here. Obviously, we have the best and brightest that are working on this, and the goal is the summer of 26. We're ready to go. At least in the seating. Maybe there's some back of house stuff in South not done, but I think there's some creative ways. But I just don't want to create an expectation of our fans that we can't deliver on. So I am personally, in my mind, preparing myself for 2 seasons. And I'm going to ask our staff to think that way, but that's not our goal. Our goal is 1 year of disruption.
Fingers crossed. I would tell everybody, in your own mind, think it's going to be not done until 27. Think of 2 seasons, and if it does, great, it's a bonus.
And you just never know what weather's going to do and some of those impacts. I mean, the Go Big was...
We're 2 months behind now.
Yeah. So you never know some of the things. And I know supply and demand had been some issue with some places trying to build. So you never know how that is going to affect. I know we've gotten a couple questions on will they be able to keep their same season tickets? I don't think we know that yet. I think, that's part of what they're working through. I would imagine that with it being reduced, that some people might get moved. I don't know. I mean, again, I'm completely speculating here, because I don't think they have the answers yet, and they will start that communication. They're going to try to do their very best to communicate with people, but if they're reducing seating capacity over there,
some seats are going away.
Right? Yeah.
So again, it won't affect obviously this season or next year. It's not till 25 that'll get affected. So a lot of time for all that to get figured out and worked up. All right, 402-413-2400. Want to also remind you that want to invite you to go visit a participating AGCO dealer between now and November the 3rd. Get yourself entered for a chance to win a pair of tickets to the Nebraska-Iowa football game on November 24th. That'll include getting you some pregame party passes. See True Turf and Ag in Osmond, Columbus, and Falls City, Osceola Implement, and Kearney Equipment to enter, and you may be a winner this season. We'll come back, play some clips from Matt Rhule's final talk with the media before the Michigan game. We'll have that for you next.
Get ready to rule the field and revolutionize your farming game with Valley, the game changer in irrigation and ag tech solutions. With time and labor-saving measures, ground truthing results, and effective input reduction, Valley provides the perfect game plan so you stay ahead of what's in the field. From the best in irrigation and cutting-edge ag tech solutions to personalized support, Valley is your winning team. Visit your local Valley dealer or valleyirrigation.com today.
There's no community like a Cenex community, and that's why every Cenex store is so proud to serve theirs by supporting local athletic teams, promoting the arts, and making sure each store is a place its neighbors can find what they need, catch up with their friends, and stay connected. It's also why we give back, helping to make the wonderful places we call home the best they can be. Your local Cenex doesn't just work in your town, it lives there. The store next door, powered locally at Cenex.
Discover your next Ford with Woodhouse. The truck you've always wanted to the SUV you need, Woodhouse has the full lineup. Plus a huge selection guarantees you'll get the features that matter and at a smart price. like our current offer on a new Ford F-150. Or needing the versatility of an SUV to take on the everyday. Shop our offers going on now. Find your Ford with Woodhouse online or at one of our 3 convenient locations.
For a century, the Farmall tractor transformed farming generation after generation. Legacy Farmall tractors and modern ones are found all around the world. Still incredibly reliable, still all-purpose as ever, still loved by all. To celebrate 100 years of Farmall, Case IH is giving away a Case IH Farmall Utility 75C tractor and $15,000. Join the celebration and enter for your chance to win.
Life doesn't come with guarantees, but working with Rob Seco comes pretty close. Our strategic investments in the seed we offer are designed to directly improve your bottom line. From full trait platforms, breeding and development, to field-by-field planning and seed-driven crop inputs, with Rob Seco, you have precisely what you need to improve plant performance and increase yield. Every farm, every crop, and every acre. Learn more at robseco.com.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
For 47 years, Sid Dillon Buick GMC Cadillac in Fremont has been family-owned and operated. We'll treat you like family and focus on providing you the best buying experience possible. Visit us in Fremont to shop Nebraska's #1 volume Buick GMC dealer. And if you need a commercial vehicle, we're your GMC Business Elite dealer. Shop at SidDillonBuickGMC.com. GMC, we are professional grade.
You are what drives us, Sid Dillon.
What's colder than the coldest? A polar bear.
I have reports of a polar bear on the loose.
Man, is it cold enough for a polar bear in here?
Yes, we use SOS. Come on in.
SOS to the rescue! Nebraska defensive lineman Nash Hubig here. People know me as the polar bear, and when I want to stay cool, I call SOS. Their techs don't make commissions, so they give you an honest opinion, fair pricing, and longer warranties than the competition, guaranteed. Mention the polar bear and get a free 10-year labor warranty on New York equipment. The best warranty in town.
Noddle Companies is proud to support Husker Athletics. As a leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Sunnyside Exarban, and row house townhomes on Leavenworth. Noddle Companies is adding Omaha's first hybrid timber building to the skyline. Soon to follow is Builders Green Park, surrounded by mouth-watering food, exciting retail, and a hub of thriving businesses. Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Go Huskers!
Dear roads, trails, and rivers, you ready for some SUV action? Toyota SUVs can roll their sleeves up for tight turns and twisty trails, dress up for a night out on the town, or head to the great outdoors. Take your family adventure game to a whole new level with the roomy Highlander. Make a serious splash with the rugged, revved-up RAV4. And tow all your toys in the spacious new Sequoia. Don't forget the Trail-Tamin 4Runner and the sleek Venza Hybrid. All Toyota SUVs feature a whole suite of creature comforts to keep you and yours cozy in the cabin. Check out this legendary lineup at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with J-Tech Solar. J-Tech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. J-Tech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
Woodhouse Auto Family, your trusted auto partner, 20 brands, 20 convenience sales and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online at woodhouse.com. Matt Rhule, not to be lost in the whole discussion of today, did have a press conference. Final time he meets with the media before the Michigan game on Saturday. That leads us into a practice report.
The 1890 Initiative presents the Nebraska Football Practice Report.
We're talking about practice.
Do you want to support Husker student athletes through name, image, and likeness? If so, visit 1890nebraska.com.
And it would be foolish of us if we don't start with the quarterbacks. What's the health of Jeff and Heinrich? What's been the practice like for the week?
Yeah, but both guys have practiced all week. I think, Jeff's, I wouldn't say Jeff's 100%. He looks good, but he's, in terms of moving, slide within the pocket. Heinrich, has looked good. How much can he completely open up and all those things? I don't think we'll know till game time, but there's been no restrictions on him. So, they're both trying to get ready. We'll practice tomorrow, and we'll be ready to probably use either one of them or both of them, and as needed.
I really think you'll see both of them. I don't know.
I kind of do too.
I kind of think with the amount of running that you're asking the quarterbacks to do, and I don't know. And maybe you're throwing some things that Michigan might not expect, and where you utilize both of them. I have a feeling. I don't know. I don't know anything. I have no inside information, but I think with both of them progressing along, and maybe feeling like Jeff could maybe do something that Heinrich can, or vice versa, that I feel like you can't rule it out.
I agree. I still think Jeff's got more ability in the passing game, and I can hear people go, yeah, but he threw interceptions. Yes, he did. But I also think he's probably a little bit more accurate on the most part than Heinrich is throwing the ball. And so I think Heinrich starts, and if it's going great, then you won't see Jeff. But if it's tough sledding, and I think it could be with that Michigan defense, I think we may see them both.
Yeah, at any point, if you can't get something going, you can always maybe try to see if you can get the other one in there. And but yeah, at least you got two good options there that you feel like you can go to.
Right. All right, how about the rest of the team? What's the health status of some of the other guys? Here's the coach.
Cam Lenhart, I think he's I can't say if he'll go or not. He's still questionable. He's still trying to come back from the ankle. But for the most part, we're healthy. We're banged up. Our guys are learning the difference between being healthy means that you're able to play, right? Being healthy and being banged up. Whereas, 15, 20 years ago, if you were 75%, guys would limp out there and play. Now, because there's so much, everyone's getting graded, PFF, all those things, guys are a little more hesitant to play. Not because they don't care, but because they don't want to play badly for the team. So, but we have guys here that'll go out and do that. They'll go out and play, not to hurt themselves, but they'll play when they're not quite at 100%, because there's a toughness to the Nebraska team and the players that was here when I got here. So guys will go out there and they'll battle. I think Luke's on schedule to play. We believe Luke will play. We believe all those guys will play. And that's why we've rotated so many guys, so that guys are ready when it's their turn to play.
Well, that's great news. Fantastic news.
It kind of ended better than it started. Yeah. I didn't like hearing Cam is still not ready to roll, because we're going to need all hands on deck up front against this team.
Yeah, and I think if Cam has any potential to go, he will. He'll try to give it a go. I'll bet he's in uniform, and again, I'll be paying close attention to all of that. But great news to have Luke Reimer back there. Here Josh Banderas talking about that this week, about just how vital he is and just the amount of football that he's played. And, he was part of that team that almost beat Michigan here a couple of years ago. So, you cannot replace that kind of experience. So against a team like this.
Michigan, Matt Rhule has said several times this week how he admires Michigan's program and kind of wants to copy that here in Lincoln. So Nebraska likes to run power football. So does Michigan. So the question to the coach today was, any advantage that you're going to see an offense that's a little bit like yours?
Yeah, they have a great run game. They really don't have all the option plays that that we run, but they do a great job of, in crucial downs, going to a big power set, but then still reading the backside edge, and the quarterback will pull it, and JJ can run really well. So, luckily for us, because we're always seeing that, we always have to have a guy accounted, You can't just go diving down because you have the wing man-to-man. All of a sudden, the quarterback pulls it and you're surprised. We see it every day. So I think we'll be prepared for it. Now, being prepared for it and executing it are two different things. It's really hard to place it. It's really hard to play somebody man-to-man, play the cutback if it shows up, and play the quarterback, right? That's what makes option football and zone read football so hard. So it's not the majority of what they do, but they do it at the right times. Obviously, they have great play callers that get you on those moments when you're not ready. So we've prepared for it. Now we have to just go execute it.
We were just talking. How much you think maybe you'll see a couple pitches in this game? I think it needs to happen.
I think you'll see option football by Nebraska.
Yeah. Because I mean, and Heinrich, he warms up with that. I mean, he's down there on the sideline when he's warming up. A lot of times, he's practicing that pitch. So I think you're going to need to do a little bit of everything to relieve some of that pressure, because Michigan's no doubt going to come in and say they're going to dare us to throw the football.
It was so hard last year up at the Big House. It's just moving the ball. And again, we were down to Chubba had to start the game, and then he got nicked up in the game. And it was snowing, so it was hard to throw the football. Right. Yeah.
And it was like wet down there. It was
football,
wet snow, and so it wasn't an ideal. That was a game that you really need to be able to run the football.
Yeah, could not get it going. So and they're going to load up. This is a really good. I mean, they're only allowing 5.3 points per game, and that's amazing through 4 games.
And what are they averaging in the first half scoring? Because
got it somewhere.
They really, like we've talked about all week, it's really, they just wear you down, and they a lot of times are putting up a lot of their points in the second half.
Yeah. So when you get tired, they keep banging away on you.
Yeah. So that's where the Huskers are going to have to be real disciplined in the second half.
Folks, buckle up, put the phone down. A reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office. When we come back, we are going to name the Husker Athlete of the Month, sponsored by BMO. We got a couple really good candidates. Who did we go with? We'll tell you next.
There's room at the table, saving you money on every gallon at a CVA fuel site. Central Valley Ag offers a 5-cent per gallon discount at the pump to CVA fuel card holders. Now, for a limited time, get a 5-cent discount and be entered to win 2 VIP tickets to a Husker football game when you get a new or additional CVA fuel card. Sign up to win at cvacoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
We could tell you all about what makes Ford F-Series the #1 trucks in America for 46 straight years. But why tell you when we could show you instead? Because in the Midwest, talk is cheap and actions speak. On the lake, on the job, or on the town, choose the trucks that deliver on the claims. Ford F-Series is made for the real world. This is Chiefs Kingdom. Get 3.9% financing for 66 months, plus up to $3,750 bonus cash on F-150 XLT, official truck of the Kansas City Chiefs.
For farmers, productivity isn't an option, it's everything. And at Valley, we feel the same, delivering game-changing technology and irrigation solutions that advance agricultural productivity, with the results to prove it. From our leading irrigation technology to expert advice, you can always rely on Valley to bring out the best in your farm. At Valley, productivity isn't an option, it's everything. Visit your local Valley dealer or valleyirrigation.com today.
Experience the difference at Woodhouse Buick GMC and take advantage of our current offers going on now. Save up to $4,000 off MSRP on the 2023 Buick Enclave or 2023 GMC Sierra 1500. Shop our current inventory in our comfortable climate-controlled showroom or online anytime at WoodhouseBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade. With approved credit, must have 2009 or newer trading to qualify. 299 signing off expires 10/02/2023. See dealer for details.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
From the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, I'm sports media student Connor Clark with Campus News. Engineering professor Ronald Faller has been named a Fellow of the National Academy of Inventors, the highest professional honor among academic inventors. As director of UNL's Midwest Roadside Safety Facility, Faller has played a key role in developing innovative roadside safety technologies that are used around the world. Faller has earned 8 U.S. patents and 3 foreign patents over his 35-year career.
Allergy season is officially here. Your home should be a place where you can escape dust, pollen, and other allergens, but every time you enter your home, you bring them inside. John Henry's offers numerous products to remove allergens and germs from your home. Call John Henry's today to learn more about our indoor air quality products to breathe easier in your home.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing. Heating and air.
Back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer. Supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody with you here on a Thursday night. this is our last show for the month of September. So every month during the school year, we are going to name a Husker Athlete of the Month. And some really good candidates. This is brought to you by BMO, by the way. Obviously, the volleyball team, you've had Harper Murray's been Freshman of the Week.
You can pick about
twice.
10 people from the volleyball.
Well, Harper's been Freshman of the Week by the Big Ten twice. You've got Merritt Beeson won a weekly award. Bergen Riley won a weekly award. So all of them are
Lexi
certainly
Rodriguez.
candidates.
I mean, there's so many people.
She hasn't won anything. What has she done for us lately? Berlin Schultz, who she's got my attention. This is a freshman cross-country runner. She's won their first 2 meets of the year. She's won the race. That's really incredible. But I think you got to look to the pitch, don't you, for this month's winner? I'm with you. I mean, we had this discussion, and there are a lot of great candidates, and I think we're probably going to have volleyball in the discussion every month from here on out till this December. But you cannot deny what Eleanor Dale has done for Nebraska soccer. I mean, she's going back and forth, jockeying, leading the nation in goals scored, and it's not just about what she's doing individually, but that team has had some big wins. They're off to a great start, and that's an NCAA tournament team, and a lot of that comes with what you do in September. And this team has built a really solid resume, and that a lot of that is thanks to what she's done offensively. So to me, it's not just what she's done individually, but it's also what that team has done. That's a lot of times what I vote on when I'm voting on players of the year, players of the week, is not just what you do individually, but what your team's done. And I think for the way that's what soccer has done to set themselves up to be potentially a tournament team. Now you got to keep it rolling here in October, but they did what they needed to do in September to be able to solidify a resume. And Eleanor Dell, 13 goals scored. That's unbelievable. Yeah. She had like 7 and 7 as a junior, 7 as a sophomore. So she's already at almost doubled what she's done. And so it's been unbelievable. Her and Sarah Weber both are just such offensive threats. We had to go with soccer. Yeah, and they play tonight. They're playing in about 10 minutes out at Hibner against Rutgers, so it's a league game. I believe it's on BTN. I think BTN's got a soccer doubleheader. BTN does a nice job, don't they? I mean, they really do. They cover all the sports. Last night they had a volleyball doubleheader. They've got a soccer doubleheader going tonight. They get into some sports that I don't necessarily follow, field hockey or lacrosse, but they give those athletes some airtime. I think they've done a really good job, too, with women's sports because, there's very well they could just throw on replays or football content, but the fact that they're making it a really a big effort to put women's sports on in at night in prime time, almost every night of the week, you're seeing a women's sporting event other than Saturday, and sometimes they do have a Saturday night volleyball match, and so it's almost every night of the week that you see one of those women's sports on TV. So, I think they do a great job. So, Eleanor Dale is our BMO athlete for the month for September. So, that's been fun to be able to pull that. BMO is a proud sponsor of the Huskers Radio Network. We're committed to helping our customers make real financial progress. To learn more, visit BMO.com, BMO.com. All right, wow, what a busy hour. We're not done. We have picks to make next hour. Picks? Amy Williams? We have a new weekly winner. Oh. Tease. That's a tease right there, Duke. Please tell me it wasn't Searles. We'll see. And Searles has now submitted his picks. Well, that's good. For tonight. So he's come out of the wild. We haven't heard from him in over a week, and then he all of a sudden tweets us a GIF that's like, the big guy is back. Yeah. The big guy is back on the grid. Yeah. So we have picks coming up. We're going to hear from Amy Williams. Tomorrow night's the big hoops opener at PBA. DDG is going to perform after the men's and women's teams introduced to the crowds tomorrow night. Practice began this week for Husker basketball for both Amy Williams and Fred Hoiberg's teams. Woodhouse Auto Family, they are your trusted auto partner. 20 brands, 20 convenient sales and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online at woodhouse.com. Fun hour, a lot to talk about. Obviously, with the stadium expansion, had to slip some Matt Rhule comments in there about the upcoming game against number 2 Michigan, and we named our athlete of the month. All right, come back, hour 2. As much fun, and we'll wrap it all up with the joke of the week.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Flu season is here, and your Hy-Vee pharmacy is here to help you stay healthy. Get your flu shot at Hy-Vee today and get a 20-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver. You can get your flu shot anytime the pharmacy is open. No appointment necessary. That's right. Get your flu shot with no appointment necessary. Get your flu shot today and earn a 20-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver. Only at Hy-Vee. Some restrictions apply.
There's no community like a Cenex community. And that's why every Cenex store is so proud to serve theirs by supporting local athletic teams, promoting the arts, and making sure each store is a place its neighbors can find what they need, catch up with their friends, and stay connected. It's also why we give back, helping to make the wonderful places we call home the best they can be. Your local Cenex doesn't just work in your town, it lives there. The store next door, powered locally at Cenex.
Feel like you're always on the run? Me too. As an independent financial professional, I help all kinds of busy people. Young families planning for college, couples working toward retirement, people securing their legacy. Wherever you are in life, Emeritus can help you get more out of life with insurance, employee benefits, and financial services. You're moving fast. Let's help make sure you're on the path to a fulfilling life. Find your next step at emeritus.com. Insurance products issued by Emeritus Life Insurance Corp.
Agriculture is the economic engine of the Midwest. At Acres Equipment, we dedicate ourselves to making that engine run smoothly. We supply our farmers and ranchers with quality John Deere equipment, parts, and service. We also deliver the most advanced technology and precision ag strategies to help them farm today and for the future. Acres Equipment, solutions for every field.
Good evening, I'm Duke Rude, and our sports ticker is brought to you by the 1890 Initiative. Nebraska AD Trev Alberts spoke to the media this morning regarding a proposed renovation of the south side of Memorial Stadium. Plans for the $450 million renovation will go before the Board of Regents on October 5th. Completion of the entire stadium renovation project is targeted for July 2026, with occupancy to follow in August. More details are to follow here on tonight's show. Following the AD's press conference, football head coach Matt Rhule addressed the media in anticipation of the Michigan game this Saturday. Before Coach could talk football, he was asked on his thoughts on the renovation. Here's what he had to say.
Obviously I got the email today. Obviously I was, told ahead of time a little bit, but I don't know much else detail-wise. So just like we're building the best training facility probably in the country, sounds like we'll continue to one of the most iconic, but also one of the best stadiums. So I know with that there's always, anytime you build something, you always have to go down to go back up, right? You have to build a foundation before you can build a skyscraper. So I know there's obviously going to be some challenges to it that are well beyond my pay grade, but Trev's one of the reasons why I came here. He's a visionary leader, and he's a guy that sees the big picture, and the future of college football is going to be different, and so right now so much of it's based on TV money, and that's going to continue to change. So many things are going to continue to change. So I think Trev has elite vision for making sure that University of Nebraska football is in the best position to be successful from everything around the football. So it's one of the reasons why I came here, because he could see all those things that I can't see.
Nebraska soccer plays tonight at home against Rutgers. That game just kicked off and is airing nationally on the Big Ten Network. We'll keep you updated throughout the show. Former Michigan State head football coach Mel Tucker plans on filing a wrongful termination lawsuit. The lawsuit comes days after Tucker was fired due to sexual harassment allegations. Tucker says that he's being fired without due process. The Detroit Lions travel to Green Bay tonight for a Thursday night showdown with the Packers. Both teams are 2-1 and tied for first place in the NFC North. Kickoff is set for 7:15 and streaming on Amazon Prime Video. Our sports ticker is sponsored by the 1890 Initiative. Do you want to support Husker student athletes through name, image, and likeness? If so, visit 1890nebraska.com. Coming up next is Hour 2 of Sports Nightly, right here on the Husker Radio Network.
Coming to you live from Memorial Stadium, it's Sports Nightly. All the Huskers, all the time. Sports Nightly is presented to you by the NDOT Highway Safety Office, who remind you to buckle up and put the phone down.
Heinrich with 5 on a play clock, gets the snap, hands it off to Ramir. No fakes a handoff, throws it to the flat to Kemp, makes a catch, 5. Touchdown, Nebraska. Great ball fake by Heinrich, flipped it in the flat to Kemp, scoots in there. Nebraska leads at 6-0.
Liz Grigorski, former Wisconsin Badger, line drive serve, good pass. Rodriguez the slide. Wow, Andy Jackson, kaboom! And that draws some oohs and ahs.
Lombardi play actions, being rushed, gets hit, goes down. Another sack for the Cornhuskers. M.J. Sherman, the first on the scene. It's a loss of 9.
Cammy Minor sends the serve. Good pass set to the middle. Andy Jackson off the ticket out. Match point, big run. They take down Stanford on the road at Maples Pavilion. And the Big Reds undefeated.
Here are your hosts, Greg Sharpe and Jessica Coody on the Huskers Radio Network.
And we're back. Final hour of the night, final hour of the week for us. Volleyball tomorrow night will bump us off. They play nationally ranked Purdue in West Lafayette. 5 o'clock pregame coverage, 6 o'clock for first serve. They have the double dip this weekend. Purdue Friday, Indiana Saturday. Off they go. And soccer's underway. Rutgers girl got hurt, stopped play for a little bit, but they're now playing again.
That's what I thought was interesting when I had Jalen Reyes on for the dig this week. As much as they talk about how much they don't want to talk about them being young, and that's not been a message, it's still a lot of freshmen that are doing this for the first time, that are doing this Friday, Saturday, Big Ten, back-to-back. And so, and that's what he was like. He told me, he's like, part of it, Jess, is that you don't know what to expect. You don't know. And that's what's exciting about this team. And so to see how they come out and respond, I have a feeling they're going to embrace it. They seem to like any and every challenge that's thrown their way, and it fuels them. And they have a lot of respect for Indiana. You and I were talking about that the other night off the air. They're coming along, and they're by no means overlooking Indiana, and obviously Purdue has the great outside. So it's going to be a fun weekend to watch and see how they respond this weekend.
They're the only sport, I believe, that will play back-to-back games in different towns. Like baseball, softball will play 3-game series, but you play in the same town. Basketball sometimes might play on a Thursday and a Saturday.
Right, but not back-to-back.
But a day between.
Yeah.
So that's a bit of a challenge. But remember, first weekend of the year, now Huskers played 3 days in a row that Emeritus Classic to start the year. So they've done that, but here. They didn't have to travel between matches.
The only thing would be if you played a back-to-back, like one in Omaha, one here. Like I know Oklahoma and Oklahoma State in softball and baseball might play one and so what, but that's like an hour.
Yeah.
But to get on a flight and then travel and it's not an easy task by any means.
Well, because this is our last show, we got to do some picks tonight, right?
Yes, we do.
And before we make the picks, we always like to review what we did last week.
We have to do that.
And as I said at the end of last hour, we have a new weekly winner. So let's get into it. Wisconsin played Purdue Friday Night Football in West Lafayette. We all picked the Badgers. They won fairly handily in that game. I think Wisconsin's the favorite to win the West. They still have a lot of work to do, but to me, they look like the most complete team in the West, which doesn't look real great right now. We all picked Michigan. They won easily over Rutgers. We all took Illinois. They trailed early 10-0 to Florida Atlantic. They did rally to win 23-17, so we were all right, but that got a little dicey for the Illini. Maryland at Michigan State. We all took the Terps. They ran away with that 31-9. What a mess Michigan State is.
Oh, such a huge mess. And we got a text asking about the Michigan State players, if they could sit out and transfer. They absolutely can at this point. So we'll see what they look like against Iowa.
They've played 4 games.
Yeah.
So if somebody wants to get out of there, they could do it right now.
They can say, hey, I'm done for the year. Yep.
I could see some players doing that.
Yeah.
When I don't want any part of this.
Yeah.
All right, what a game in Notre Dame. Huge TV audience, the Irish and the Buckeyes. It lived up to its billing. Tremendous finish. Notre Dame only had 10 guys on the field, and Ohio State gets it done. And Jessica, you and the students
Let's go,
picked the Buckeyes.
Students.
Nice job.
Air high five.
I feel bad because I was 1 second away from being right.
Oh, and that's what I was saying. I was screaming so loud because I was like, I need this pick. I need this point because the other ones let me down. So
Iowa at Penn State, we all went with the Nittany Lions. They blasted the Hawkeyes, did not give up a point. We all took Indiana. You talk about a wild game. Oh, boy, Rutgers just scored. Indiana was playing Akron. Akron had a 26-yard field goal at the end of the game to win it and missed. It went 4 overtimes. Indiana survives, so the Tom Allen train continues. Ooh. Jeremiah's happy. We all get it right, but, boy, we almost all got that one wrong.
That was wild.
We did all get the next game wrong. We all took the Gophers. They led 31-10 going to the fourth quarter on Northwestern, but the Cats rallied, beat them in overtime, so we go over. All 5 of us picked Minnesota.
I mean, shocker, right? But Northwestern is, at least all of their shenanigans happened in the summer, gives them a little bit of time. Michigan State's ongoing right now, and I think that's probably the difference of why you're seeing maybe Northwestern compete a little bit better, but definitely did not see that one coming.
I did not either. And particularly with 15 minutes to go, it's a 3-touchdown lead.
They just laid down, the Gophers, so which is not typical of row the boat, right?
They lost their concentration. They lost all that. All right, the out-of-conference games, and I was a little disappointed we didn't have some more mix-ups in this. Florida State-Clemson, terrific game. That went overtime. Everybody took Florida State. They win, so everybody gets it right. But I
didn't look like they were going to for a while.
I was disappointed that nobody took Clemson on that thing, but everybody got it right. Everybody picked Bama. They beat Ole Miss, trailed early but came back, won fairly comfortably over Lane Kiffin's team. Utah at UCLA. 4 of us went with the Utes. They win, 14-7 low-scoring game. You roll with the Bruins. They had a shot but never could kind of get even or ahead in that game.
Utah's defense is stingy.
Pretty good.
And I didn't know if they were that good, and now
you did.
Might be some foreshadowing on what I'm going to pick this week, but yeah.
They're on our board again this week, the Utes are. All right, Washington State, Oregon State, the little two out of the Pac-12 conference. We were divided on this one. Cole, the students, and me took Washington State. You and Jeremiah, and you said at the time, this makes me nervous that I'm picking with Jeremiah. You should have been.
I know.
Washington State wins.
I know. And DJ Doodoo is back. We didn't pick him. We didn't roll with him any last year. And I don't know why I felt like he was a completely changed quarterback. I don't know.
It was a good game, though. It was a really good game.
Yeah, they came back. But Washington State kind of was in control most of that game. I mean, they were. Oregon would come back and then they'd retake the control. I never really felt like Oregon State was going to have a shot. But I should have known better. I learned my lesson.
So we have a new winner this week.
Is it students?
The students go 11-1, and that was Jake, I believe.
Nice
right,
job.
Jake picked all their games. They go 11-1. Cole and I, 10-2. Huskers just scored. 1-1 out at the pitch. I don't know who it was. We'll figure that out. So Cole and I go 10-2. You and the big guy, 9-3.
Oh, hey, thank you, Ohio State, because I was about to go 9-4.
So after 4 weeks, I am 47-5. That's just remarkable. Jessica is 44-8. So I have a 3-game lead now. The students have vaulted to number 3 in the standings. They're 41-10. Cole is 40-11. And guess who's last?
Who's bringing up the rear? The big dog. The big dog is back in the back.
He's 39-12. I have a 7-game lead on Jeremiah.
Hey, let me announce too the winner for the chat too. The weekly winner was Dryce, Joseph, Conservative Husker, Crypto. All went 11-1 last week. So they had several that did well. And then I do have the overall standings here. I believe Crypto is 44-8, Conservative Husker 42-10.
Okay.
Sandy 42-10. So there you go.
All right, on to week 5. Again, our Choices Treatment Center is the presenting sponsor of our Big Ten game predictions, helping people make positive choices. Let's start in the Big Ten. Penn State, who I just really like this team a lot, at Northwestern. Anybody see an upset in this one? Cole,
Nope.
Jessica?
Nope.
Penn State.
Okay.
I'm not going Northwestern this week just because they beat Minnesota.
Okay.
Not over Penn State.
All 5 of us are on, and by the way, Duke is picking this week for the students.
All right,
so all
let's
5
go,
of us
Duke.
go with Penn State. Gophers step out of conference to play the Raging Cajuns of Louisiana. I think this is a really close game. I was tempted to pick Louisiana, but I think the Gophers will grind it out and win a pretty tight game. But would not be shocked if they get upset. I'm going to go with the Gophers, but watch this one.
I think they bounce back, especially at home. If it would have been at Louisiana, I might have gone with Louisiana. But I'm with you. I think it's close. I don't know how good Minnesota's defense is at this point. But I'm going to go with I think they bounce back at home.
Jeremiah's with you, Cole.
Got Minnesota too.
Yep. And Duke and the students go Gophers as well. All right. Indiana, surviving that 4 overtime game with Akron, now go to undefeated Maryland. Jessica, what do you think on this one?
I'm not on the Indiana bandwagon.
You're not a Tom Allen guy?
No,
Okay.
like Searles. So I wonder who he's going to pick in this. I'm going with Maryland.
He did as well. So
shocker.
he's left behind his Hoosier Loves Fest. He's going Maryland. Cole?
Maryland's a solid team. I got Maryland.
Students agree with you, and I do as well. All right, Cole, let's go this one. This one's, I think, going to be intriguing.
Yes.
Illinois at Purdue. These 2 campuses are only 90 miles apart, so they're close in proximity. The odds makers say it's really close. It's a pick'em game on Peacock on Saturday. Cole, who do you like?
I like the Illini.
Okay.
That's it. No reasoning.
The students are with you.
No reasoning.
I'm going to go with the home team. I think Purdue's a little bit better offensively. Give me the Boilers to hold on to their home field this week and get a win over the Illini.
I'm with you, Greg. I got to go with Purdue. I like their quarterback. You and I have talked about that before. I mean, Illinois not had much consistency, and Purdue's shown some flashes of being a pretty good offensive team. They have Graham Harrell there, so I think Purdue's going to outscore Illinois.
You and I are bucking the trend because Jeremiah's also with the Illini. So it's 3 Illinois, 2 Purdue. That'll be an interesting matchup. Wagner at Rutgers. Love the Scarlet Knights to pick up their 3rd victory of the season. Actually, be their 4th victory of the season. They actually played Michigan pretty well last week. They ended up losing 31-7, but they win pretty handily in this game.
Yeah, I'm with Rutgers as well.
Okay, Cole?
Rutgers as well.
Jeremiah says Rutgers, so do the students. All right, Jessica, let's go to the Saturday night game in Kinnick and Iowa City. That program, Michigan State, that's just fallen on hard times after all the dark days with Mel Tucker. They go play the Hawkeyes, who did not score a point last week. What do you think?
I think I'm going with Iowa. There's too much bad things going on with Michigan State. Got to go with the Hawkeyes.
Okay, Jeremiah's with you on that. Cole?
Yep, Hawkeyes at home.
Okay, I kind of thought somebody might be tempted to take Michigan State, but no, I guess not, because the students are also with Iowa, and I am as well. All right, let's get out of conference now for some matchups. Mentioned Utah would be showing up again tonight. They are. They're on the road after that win over UCLA. They go play the Beavers, who are coming off the tough loss to Washington State last week. Cole, what do you think on this one?
I think I go with Utah, especially if they get their, is it Cameron Rising.
Yeah.
Is that their QB?
He may play. Yeah.
If they get him back this week, I think they win pretty handedly.
Well, the students are not in agreement with you. They're going, Duke is going, give me the Beavers. He's going Oregon State, and I am as well. DJ Doo-Doo will come rise up. I think Utah's a little off kilter after last week's game. I think the Beavers win at home.
You know, I'm not going to go with Oregon State this week. I'm going to go with Utah because I think that defense is solid enough. I think they're going to pressure DJ Doo-Doo, and I think he's going to make some mistakes.
And now I'm nervous because Searles is with me and the students. He's going Oregon State as well. So 3 for Oregon State, 2 for Utah in that matchup. Let's go to the SEC for a couple of matchups. LSU at Ole Miss. Who did I start with last time? I started with Cole?
I think Cole, yeah.
So it's back to me. I think LSU's got it kind of figured out. They had a rough start against Florida State, but I think they're flexing their muscles, and I'm just not sold on Ole Miss right now. So give me LSU to win on the road.
I don't love you want to talk about inconsistency, the quarterback play for Ole Miss. I'm going to go, I think LSU is more solid all-around team, so I'm going to go with LSU.
Jeremiah says the same thing. Cole?
I'm in agreement.
Okay, LSU all the way around. Duke and the students go LSU as well. All right, Notre Dame coming off that heartbreaker to Ohio State last week. Now they go on the road to Duke, who's beat Clemson already this year. Game day is going to be in Durham for this game. Jessica, what do you think with Notre Dame and Duke?
I know Duke is solid, but I think Notre Dame bounces back. I mean, I know they had a heartbreaker last week, but that's a good football team. I think they bounce back and get one on the road here against Duke.
Jeremiah says that's a great pick. He's with you. He's got the Irish. Cole.
I'll go
He hates the Irish.
I'll go Irish too.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, Duke says no. I'm going Duke.
Of course, Duke has to go Duke.
So Duke is Duke. I'm with everybody else. Give me the Irish. I think they're just a little bit more well-rounded team. I think they get it done. So 4 of us go with Notre Dame. All right, we wrap up with this. Cole, you get to make the last call on this one. Florida coming off a win, big win over Tennessee a few weeks ago. Going to play Kentucky is off to a sneaky good start. What do you think of this one?
Let's go with the Gators. I think the Gators are a decent team this year.
Okay. The students are... Give me the Cats of Kentucky. I am as well. I think Kentucky wins at home.
I'm going with Cole and Florida and the Gators. You know, Florida's dominated this matchup until the last 5 years, and Kentucky has won the last 2. It's a heated rivalry. I think Florida stops the skid.
Man, Jeremiah says that's a great pick as well. He goes Gators as well. So Duke and I go Kentucky, you, Cole, and Jeremiah.
It was just me and Searles on the pick, but at least Cole's with us, so I don't feel as bad about it.
All right, that'll be fun. A little bit lighter schedule. It's not a great weekend in college football after last weekend's blockbuster where there were so many.
And it was from start to finish. It was crazy, too, this week is Colorado plays at 11 a.m. and there's
we didn't pick that game. I need to pick that's according to Fox, that's the biggest game of the year.
Oh.
Colorado and USC.
It's going to be wow. I mean, their ratings are probably going to be through the roof, but there's nobody's competing against them at 11 a.m., so there's not very many good games to start the game.
Florida, Kentucky.
Well, yeah, but I mean, last week there were like 5 on that we were watching in here.
Hey, folks, if you or someone you love has a problem with gambling, give Choices Treatment Center a call, 402-476-2300, or you can also reach out to the Nebraska Gamblers Assistance Program at 1-833-238-6837. We're back to talk some hoops. Amy Williams will be along to talk about opening night for Husker Hoops tomorrow night, DDG, and how her team is looking as the season is just about a month away. That's coming up next.
More Nebraskans are choosing chiropractic care first. Studies show that chiropractic is safe, drug-free, and the most effective treatment option for back, neck, and joint pain. It can also help patients of all ages reduce migraines, improve mobility, and maximize athletic performance. Keep the entire family healthy and active with natural, cost-effective chiropractic care. Find a chiropractic physician near you at nebraska-chiropractic.org. Get your life back with chiropractic.
Let's face it, nothing makes you look older than you really are than thinning hair. But what if you could not only increase your hair count, but promote new hair growth without surgery, without drugs with potential side effects, and without a prescription from your doctor? Well, now you can, thanks to a breakthrough new supplement called Hair Grow, provided by New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Europe. Hair Grow is now available in the U.S. Only Hair Grow contains Tocogaya, a powerful antioxidant that has received a U.S. patent. Multiple clinical studies show Hair Grow is safe and effective in promoting new hair growth. In one study, 95% of the patients using Hair Grow saw increased hair count. Don't lose more time and more hair. Try hair growth today to feel and look your best. Just go to newnordicusa.com or visit Walgreens or Amazon to purchase. Look younger and feel more confident with Hair Grow by New Nordic at newnordicusa.com.
Visit a participating AGCO dealer between September 11th and November 3rd and enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets to the Nebraska-Iowa football game on November 24th in Lincoln, plus pregame tailgate. See True Turf and Ag in Osmond, Columbus, and Falls City, Osceola Implement, and Kearney Equipment to enter. And you may win this season.
Discover the entire lineup of luxurious sedans and SUVs at Genesis of Southwest Omaha, like the award-winning 2024 Genesis GV80. Save now and get $1,500 off MSRP on all in-stock Genesis GV80 inventory. With over 20 to choose from, you can feel confident on the journey ahead in this cutting-edge SUV. With approved credit, tax, title, and license extra, $299 doc fee due at signing. Stock number GG240019, 2.5T all-wheel drive. MSRP $59,305. Offer expires 9/30/2023. See dealer for details.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Did you know that Lincoln's water is 4 times more hard than what is recommended? This will shorten the life of your water heater, harm pipes through mineral buildup, and is bad for your hair, skin, and clothes. What's the solution? A water softener. Go online to jhlincoln.com to learn more about water softeners and our flexible financing offers, or call
John Henry's 435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, heating and air.
We could tell you all about what makes Ford F-Series the #1 trucks in America for 46 straight years. But why tell you when we could show you instead? Because in the Midwest, talk is cheap and actions speak. On the lake, on the job, or on the town, choose the trucks that deliver on the claims. Ford F-Series is made for the real world. This is Chiefs Kingdom. Get 3.9% financing for 66 months, plus up to $3,750 bonus cash on F-150 XLT, official truck of the Kansas City Chiefs.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, 2-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
See Shelter agent Natalie Kerr in Lincoln, Michael Reeves in Omaha, or Julie Null in Plattsmouth.
Get ready to rule the field and revolutionize your farming game with Valley, the game changer in irrigation and ag tech solutions. With time and labor-saving measures, ground truthing results, and effective input reduction, Valley provides the perfect game plan so you stay ahead of what's in the field. From the best in irrigation and cutting-edge ag tech solutions to personalized support, Valley is your winning team. Visit your local Valley dealer or valleyirrigation.com today.
Farming today is a combination of hard work, innovation, and partnerships to help keep us moving forward. Sapp Brothers Petroleum has provided us with fuel, propane, and lubricants on the farm for many years.
For over 52 years, Sapp Brothers has been a reliable partner to thousands of farmers across our great state. We work hard to make sure our customers have the most reliable supply, provided in the safest manner and at the most competitive price. Trust Sapp Brothers Petroleum to protect your equipment and keep your farm fueled. Sapp Brothers is proud to be an official partner of Huskers Athletics and to serve Nebraska farmers and Husker fans across America's heartland.
Welcome back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres, solutions for every field. Welcome back to Sports Nightly. I'm Jessica Coody, and so excited to have the head coach for women's basketball here, Amy Williams. Hey, you guys have started practice. You got the schedule. I love it. It's so exciting.
I know. Just an awesome week. Our team has been looking forward to this, and
full court practice officially here. It's just really a lot of excitement in the air around our program.
You guys have had, you went on an overseas trip, and with basketball, you do have the opportunity to work out some. So how did you feel about where your team was at going into this preseason?
Yeah, well, just so incredibly grateful for the opportunity that we had this summer to have the trip to Greece just as a bonding experience with trying to mesh our new kids in with some really veteran returners. I thought that was great for us, as well as the 10 extra practice dates that you get kind of building up to a trip like that really allowed us to kind of get to know each other a lot better on the court. And then just getting the shared experiences we had over in Greece, where it was just amazing for this team, just in our team building. And so we're very excited about where our team is heading into practice and this season.
So, and I remember talking to you about this last year. You had a lot of people that were returning that had played a lot of basketball together. Now you're mixing in some newcomers. How are you going about establishing what this team wants to do in this preseason and accomplish this preseason?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is we know, just it takes what it takes, and this group has really put an emphasis. They selected 4 core values that they really wanted our program to embody, and one of those is consistency. And they've felt like that, in the past we've been good enough to beat almost anybody in the country, but also had some games where we slipped up, where maybe it was a game we really needed to kind of get it in the W column. And so this is a group that knows and understands that the preseason needs to be, even though there's a monotony that comes with preseason and the repetition that it takes to kind of get where it is, they know they have to bring that same effort, energy, focus, throughout that entire preseason to strive for the consistency that we're going to need in Big Ten play.
Last time we had you in, I think you were talking about how this summer that they were going to attack individual things. They had a lot of individual goals and some things that they were working on their individual games. How did you feel like as overall the team attacked those goals that they had individually?
Yeah, I'm really proud of that. I think we spent a huge, heavy emphasis from our returners, and then when our newbies arrived in June, of just really identifying and spending a lot of our basketball hours that we get from the NCAA in true individual skill development. And I'm just really proud of the way that players like Kendall Moriarty and Callan Hake and Maddie Kroll just kind of attacked the individual skill development that they had and became better players. That's going to help us become a better team.
One thing that we saw in the box scores when you guys were in Greece, you had a lot of different people scoring a lot of points. How much competition are you expecting from this team from top to bottom here throughout this preseason?
Yeah, I think that there will be great competition. I think that's one of the exciting things is we understand in Nebraska women's basketball that iron sharpens iron, and we welcome that competition daily. We know we've got to stay healthy and keep our roster healthy to keep that competitive spirit every day in practice, and in addition to, competing with each other, they are genuinely celebrating each other's successes, and that's always a recipe for success. And so we feel like if we can stay healthy and keep those two elements as a part of our practices on a daily basis, that good things will really be coming for us.
Well, speaking of being healthy, how is Allison Widener progressing?
Yeah, I'm so excited just to have her back. I mean, she's in practice and full go and has really, we've been really monitoring her load and easing her back into the frequency and the amount of load that she's carrying, but she's in full contact drills and just looking like her old self, just flying in the lane for rebounds and just showing just great confidence in the work that she put in with our strength and conditioning coach and athletic trainer to get herself back to where she's at right now. And it's great to have her presence back out there.
Well, big news over the week. The schedule officially came out. We've been talking about it on Sports Nightly. Like, well, we keep waiting for it, but it's finally out. Your initial thoughts of how it all shakes out for you guys this year?
Yeah, I mean, we knew even before the schedule had released, who our two plays would be in the league, who we were playing home, who we were playing away. We know that the Big Ten is going to be an absolute grind. There's a ton of really good first-team all-conference players returning, and just great quality competition in the league. And we've decided once again to really challenge ourselves in the non-conference schedule to try to help us brace and prepare for that. And I think it's a really good schedule for our home fans to be able to get out to Pinnacle Bank Arena and watch some very good basketball. So we're excited about the task and challenge that's ahead of us.
How do you guys go about scheduling the non-conference? Because I feel like it's different for probably every team and every coaching staff that's on campus when they go to look at, hey, how are we going to prepare for the Big Ten? How, for this team in particular, what were the conversations like to say what kind of schedule we want to look at before going into conference?
Yeah, I mean, the thing we understand is that this team has goals of being able to play postseason and advance postseason, and if those are your goals, you have to challenge yourself in the non-conference. You have to put yourself in positions to play against teams that are going to help your RPI, your net, your strength of schedule, a lot of the factors that really are going to help build your overall resume when all is said and done and the decisions are being made about postseason and seeding and all of the such. So for us, we're always trying to do our best to find competitive opponents that we know are going to be successful throughout their season and that are going to give us the battles that will help prepare us for what we're going to see once December hits and we're playing in the Big Ten Conference.
You know, there's a lot of emphasis, a lot of spotlight put on the Big Ten Conference last year. There's a lot of good basketball teams for women's basketball. How good is that for you guys, for the league, that it does continue to seem to get stronger and stronger and better every year?
Yeah, I mean, I just am a firm believer that when the bar is raised and you have teams playing in the Final Four and playing in, several teams from your league advancing to the Sweet 16, Elite Eights, and Final Fours, that just raises the bar for all of us. And we're striving to be able to continue to raise the bar for ourselves. And so I think it's a great thing. I keep saying this, but, just like we're talking about in practice every day is iron sharpens iron, and when you are night in and night out going up against the teams that are continuing to get more competitive and more quality recruits in the program, it just fuels the fire to do the same and continue to keep building our program.
How about the Big Ten home opener, Maryland, on New Year's Eve? What a way to ring in the new year.
Yeah, welcome to it, right? Welcome to it. No doubt about it. I mean, just what a great way for Husker Nation to be able to help ring in the new year is to be able to come and just watch really quality basketball and hopefully a couple ranked opponents going at each other right away to get it started.
And I know tickets are on sale, but, we talk about this every year and it continues to grow every year. But some of these tough games tough teams that are coming in here, you got Michigan, Indiana, Iowa. I mean, you got some big time matchups inside Pinnacle Bank Arena, and that crowd certainly helps you guys out, huh?
Yeah, no doubt about it. It is something that just fuels our fire when we run out of that tunnel, and you just have the most amazing fans in the country just, screaming for us and getting loud. Our fans know when's the time to bring it and bring the noise and really give us that support. And we last year set an attendance record all time in our program's history, and we're hoping to break that again this year. It just really feel like our job is to put a great product on the floor, a team that's going to fight and play hard and give everything they have for that Huskers across their chest. And we know that Husker Nation, if we do our part, that they'll do theirs and be out there and doing the things that we need them to do to help us get wins at home.
Well, the first opportunity to see both the men's and women's basketball teams in person in action is coming up this Friday, opening night. You guys are looking for people to come out and show out that night too, right?
Absolutely. I think it's just going to be such an awesome night on Friday night. What a great weekend here in Lincoln, Nebraska, just to the excitement of Husker football, getting to play against Michigan here at home, but Friday night to be able to have a sneak peek and get kind of introduced to men's and women's basketball. I've been kind of trying to get myself a little more comfortable with a little DDG. I have to admit I'm a little more of the 90s kind of R&B girl for my music, but I've been getting hip to the game, getting ready for that little concert afterwards. I just think just a really, really fun weekend, and we're excited for it.
I'm glad you said it because I was going to say DGG, so I would have messed it up. So, but Huskers.com/tickets if you want to be a part of opening night. By the way, you talk about 90s, NSYNC might be making a comeback. Would you be excited about that one?
I could get myself excited about that. I could.
Well, I know you guys are excited to introduce the team, and you got a couple practices though leading up to that, right?
Yes, and we've got to sharpen up a few things before Friday and our first kind of debut in front of Husker fans. And I know that not just our team, but our male practice team always gets kind of hyped for their opportunity to play in front of Husker Nation on that evening. So we're really looking forward to it. It should be a great, fun night, and we better keep getting better until Friday. So
love it. Hey, I totally forgot to ask you this. I should have asked you this earlier, but I know you guys, it was really special for you guys to be out at Volleyball Day in Nebraska. You had some recruits in. How big was that for overall the women's sports here at Nebraska, but across the country?
I mean, it's kind of hard to put into words the emotions that came with that evening, and just such a special event. I think all eyes across the country were on Nebraska that night, and Nebraska just did what Nebraska does and just did it up big. And I'm so grateful to Coach Cook. He's always been really, really good to me, and has been a mentor and somebody I learned from. But to watch this kind of idea of his come to full fruition, and for everybody at Nebraska to take it and just elevate it and run with it and make it just such a special event, it just gave me chills. I had to put my shades on inside the stadium at night because I was a little teary-eyed, kind of not wanting to show my recruits all the weakness of how emotional it made me. But it just was such a really special thing for all female athletes that have just watched all the things that it's taken to kind of build. But to see a place like Nebraska who celebrates women's sports the way that we do, it's just really unique to be a part of, and very special.
Perfect way to end it. All right, we'll look forward to seeing you guys Friday night, September 29th. This 7 o'clock, right? 7 o'clock is when it starts?
Yep.
And Huskers.com/tickets to get those tickets to see these men's and women's basketball teams in action on Friday night inside PVA. All right, got to step aside for a break here on Sports Nightly. Buckle up and put the phone down. Reminder from the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Out here, we raise stronger people, stronger crops, and we proudly raise our flag to that. Let the weather, pests, and pressures try to beat us down. We only keep growing up. With the next-gen genetics, the pure acre-for-acre know-how of these soils, and a deep pride of our roots, we're born to raise at Hogemeyer. Learn more at therightseed.com.
Greetings, human neighbor. Hey, Zendar. I brought you a little gift for suggesting Nebraska Pick 5 from the Nebraska Lottery. It's a great game. Affirmative. Since the Pick 5 jackpot grows by $10,000 each time it is not won, your enthusiasm is logical. However, no gratuity is required.
You sure? It's 10 gallons of wiper fluid.
I have reconsidered. Would you care to help Marlex and I consume it?
No, I'm good.
Nebraska Pick 5 top prize odds 1 in 658,000.
They say consistency is the key to success. They weren't wrong. So how about grabbing a beer that's consistently smooth, consistently refreshing, and consistently light? You might just find that the road to success can be pretty enjoyable. Michelob Ultra, the perfect balance of taste and refreshment, and only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories. It's only worth it if you enjoy it. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Woodhouse Hyundai makes shopping and saving on your next vehicle easy. Save $3,000 off MSRP on all in-stock 2023 Hyundai Santa Fe's. Plus, when you shop Woodhouse Hyundai, you can rest easy with Hyundai Shopper Assurance, America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Shop all our offers online at WoodhouseHyundaiofOmaha.com today. With approved credit, tax, title, license, extra. Plus, finance with Hyundai Motor Finance. Cannot be combined with any other offers. $299 doc fee. Do it sign. Offer expires 9/30/2023. See dealer for details.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
Dear roads, trails, and rivers, you ready for some SUV action? Toyota SUVs can roll their sleeves up for tight turns and twisty trails, dress up for a night out on the town, or head to the great outdoors. Take your family adventure game to a whole new level with the roomy Highlander. Make a serious splash with the rugged, revved-up RAV4. And tow all your toys in the spacious new Sequoia. Don't forget the Trail-Tamin 4Runner and the sleek Venza Hybrid. All Toyota SUVs feature a whole suite of creature comforts to keep you and yours cozy in the cabin. Check out this legendary lineup at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See your Omaha Metro and Lincoln Toyota dealers. Corwin Toyota of Bellevue, Village Point Toyota of Omaha, Baxter Toyota of La Vista, or Baxter Toyota of Lincoln.
Feel like you're always on the run? Me too. As an independent financial professional, I help all kinds of busy people. Young families planning for college, couples working toward retirement, people securing their legacy. Wherever you are in life, Emeritus can help you get more out of life with insurance, employee benefits, and financial services. You're moving fast. Let's help make sure you're on the path to a fulfilling life. Find your next step at Emeritus.com. Insurance products issued by Emeritus Life Insurance Corp.
Everyone remembers Nebraska's national championships and Heisman Trophy winners. Most people also know Nebraska holds the record for the longest home sellout streak. But did you know Nebraska also leads the nation with 351 academic All-Americans? Or that Nebraska has more today's top 10 award recipients than any school in the country? Beardmore Subaru is proud to support and celebrate Husker athletics and Nebraska student athletes again this season. Beardmore Subaru in Bellevue has the 3-row 2024 Subaru Ascent. It's the biggest SUV we've ever made. Love is now bigger than ever.
It's more powerful than the legendary Husker option offense. More powerful than the black shirt defense. It's the sun, and you can harness its power with JTech Solar. JTech, the official solar energy experts of the Huskers, can help you shrink your energy bills and start saving money now. Solar power is clean, affordable, and it's dependable because the sun always shines on the Huskers. JTech Solar for your home, business, or agriculture energy needs. Visit jtechsolar.com.
Noddle Companies is proud to support Husker athletics. As a leader in commercial real estate, we create thriving communities. Discover what's new in the Builders District in North Downtown, Sunnyside Exarban, and row house townhomes on Leavenworth. Noddle Companies is adding Omaha's first hybrid timber building to the skyline. Soon to follow is Builders Green Park, surrounded by mouth-watering food, exciting retail, and a hub of thriving businesses. Noddle Companies, building a better Nebraska. For more information, check us out on Facebook and Instagram. Go Huskers!
Woodhouse Auto Family, your trusted auto partner with 20 brands, 20 convenient sales and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online at woodhouse.com. Greg Sharpe, Jessica Coody back with you here on a Sports Nightly Thursday night. So good to hear from Coach Williams. I don't know that we've had her on since June, maybe June?
Yeah, I think it was the summer. It was before they went on their overseas trip.
Right.
So, but you can just tell she's excited about this team, and I think they were a little fueled by last year, and which they had a ton of adversity, had so many injuries that it was just I've never felt like they could get any consistency going because they had so many people going in and out of the lineup. So they got a lot of people back. Josh Shelley coming back, and I think the newcomers, not only the three freshmen, and then the transfer.
Point guard.
I think they've got some good pieces that they've added to go along with the great core that's coming back. I think both teams. I think it could be a pretty fun year inside Pinnacle Bank Arena this year.
That team struggled against pressure at times last year, and hopefully the point guard, the girl from Montana State, does that sound right?
Yes.
I think she's Montana State. Now, Montana State, I think it's Montana State. Hopefully she helps that. Because if teams sense you can't handle pressure, everybody's going to pressure you until you figure it out. And they had times last year where the turnovers were a problem.
Darian White, Montana State, she is, she played really well in those overseas games, but that's what she is. We had Julian Asibe on, and he helped recruit her, the new assistant coach. And there's a big one. There's a lot of teams that wanted Darian. When you have a senior point guard that has played that much basketball, and was not only someone that averaged double figures, but she's the defensive player of the year for that conference. So she can really lock down defensively too. So if you need to have somebody, hey, go shut this shut this person down. But also Allison Weiner will help with that pressure too. You know, so you have more ball handlers that you feel good about that, because I mean, how good is Allison Weiner getting to the rim? So if teams start trying to take that away, then I think you've got more people that are just, with Sam being in and out and being hurt and not really being fully healthy till probably the end of the year, and relieving some of that pressure off of Jazz. I think that certainly will help too.
Soccer update. Rutgers has scored again. It's 2-1 Scarlet Knights. They've got about 5 minutes to go in the first half. I can't tell because the cameras are behind the stands if they got a good crowd. It's a beautiful night to be out there. You got the Harvest Moon is out tonight. They had a big crowd. They had 1,700 at their last home match, so I hope they have a good crowd. But they're right now down. They need to rally, and certainly they've got some firepower with Dale and Weber, who are good goal scorers.
Why do you call it Harvest Moon and not Full Moon?
Well, it's the technical term that is a harvest moon.
Oh.
So if you go on Twitter,
I missed that day in science.
or if you go on X and search harvest moon, it'll pop up big time because it's a harvest moon. And we're in the middle of harvest.
I went out there a couple weeks ago. Last time they were home on a Friday night. It was a great crowd. It was Pups at the Pitch. I took Sonny out there, and it was a great crowd. I think they've had pretty good crowds. And again, as they continue, they keep winning, and you get closer to the postseason, because they had great crowds at the end in the Big Ten tournament last year.
Is Camden out there tonight? Do we know? Because he's a member of the Hooligans. Because he wears his hooligan shirt proudly when he comes in to be with us.
That's great. Tonight. I like that for Camden.
Student rooting section for soccer. So.
I know that means a lot to a lot of these different
coaches
and programs, those hooligans.
Yeah. All right. We've got some more business to do tonight.
Yes, we do. Perhaps the biggest business of the night.
Joke of the week coming up. Hey, if problem gambling is burning up your money, there is a way out. Help is free and confidential for Nebraskans and their families. There's no judgment, just help. Visit lifeafterbet.com. The joke of the week, next.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The thoughtfully redesigned 2023 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. It'll get you off the beaten path with up to 9.5 inches of ground clearance, more than Honda CR-V or Toyota RAV4. The 2023 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Comparison based on competitor information from manufacturer websites as of June 2022. Duteau Subaru in Lincoln and DuteauSubaru.com.
Visit a participating AGCO dealer between September 11th and November 3rd and enter for a chance to win a pair of tickets to the Nebraska-Iowa football game on November 24th in Lincoln, plus pregame tailgate. See True Turf and Ag in Osmond, Columbus, and Falls City, Osceola Implement, and Kearney Equipment to enter. And you may win this season.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska exists to be there with you. They are rooting for the schools and teachers who make our communities great. That's why Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Nebraska is proud to sponsor Touchdowns for Teachers and ask Husker fans to nominate outstanding educators who help Nebraska students reach their potential. If there's a teacher you want to recognize for the impact they've made in your community, find a nomination form at huskers.com/touchdownsforteachers.
Take your adventures to new heights when you purchase your next vehicle at Woodhouse Lincoln. Explore our current lineup to find a luxury SUV that exceeds your expectations. Receive 3.9% APR for 60 months on select 2023 Lincoln models. The Lincoln Corsair, Lincoln Nautilus, and Lincoln Navigator provide a sense of elevated peace to every moment of your drive. Experience the power of Sanctuary in-store or online at woodhouselincoln.com. With approved credit expires 10/2/2023. See dealer for details.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
There's room at the table, saving you money on every gallon at a CVA fuel site. Central Valley Ag offers a 5-cent per gallon discount at the pump to CVA fuel card holders. Now, for a limited time, get a 5-cent discount and be entered to win 2 VIP tickets to a Husker football game when you get a new or additional CVA fuel card. Sign up to win at CVAcoop.com. Our planet is hungry. Together, we feed it. Central Valley Ag, the official co-op of Husker Nation.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The thoughtfully redesigned 2023 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. It will take you as far as you want to explore with standard symmetrical all-wheel drive. It'll get you off the beaten path with up to 9.5 inches of ground clearance, more than Honda CR-V or Toyota RAV4. The 2023 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you. Comparison based on competitor information from manufacturer websites as of June 2022. Duteau Subaru in Lincoln and DuteauSubaru.com.
We're back inside our Huskers Radio Network Broadcast Center, sponsored by Acres, the Midwest premier John Deere dealer, supplying the equipment and service to advance agriculture and much more. Acres solutions for every field. Final segment of the week, Thursday nights. Somehow, some way, this has now turned into Cole's Joke of the Week segment every week.
I mean, the people love it, you know? I mean, we started this off as a time filler in the summer, and the people keep wanting it back. By the way, I thought you were going to enter the segment going, goal!
Oh, yeah, the Huskers have tied it up.
Yes.
Eleanor Dale, another one.
2 tonight, right? So she's now up to 15 on the season, which means she's retaken the lead for the leading goal scorer in the nation.
But then just inside of 2 minutes left, first half, out of Himner 2-2 Huskers and the Rutgers
What
Scarlet
a great
Knights.
pick for Athlete of the Month, Greg.
Yeah, she's really good. And you had a great conversation with her a couple weeks ago. Okay.
Here we go.
Man,
Sorry to steal your shine, but you got to give some love to soccer.
I was going to say, your Athlete of the Month might have been scripted, but is what it is. This is a short joke this week, guys. I invented a new word today, plagiarism.
What? I don't get it.
The word I invented is
plagiarism.
Plagiarism.
I invented a new word, plagiarism.
Now, I have a backup joke.
I don't get it. I don't get it. That was terrible.
We might have just got canceled.
No.
What's your backup?
I bought. Do you really want to hear my backup?
Yes, we have
Dennis
time.
gives you a 4, by the way.
Just everybody scratch it. I bought. This isn't
Duke,
much better.
did you sign off on that?
He did. It's decent. I bought my friend a new elephant for his room, and he said thanks. I said, don't mention it.
I don't get that one either.
I got the plagiarism one.
Elephant in the room.
The elephant in the room.
Oh.
Yeah, don't mention it.
Not my week. Can't have every week.
Plagiarism. All right, folks, send in the grades. This could be rough. Dennis with the initial 4. Invented a new word this week, plagiarism. Okay.
I still don't get it.
Steal a word, steal something.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Got it.
The chat room's slow to react here, so I don't know. Crypto gave you a 6.
Someone said good backup, but Jessica's flip switches 2 weeks ago is still better. That wasn't a joke. I didn't mean to say that.
Oh, goodness.
6 from Crypto. 2 smart person jokes. 5 from 4 Hours to Lincoln. Can we get any more?
Well, I think
the text line. Carla normally texts in right away.
I think they're trying to be nice, and so they don't really want to totally tell us what they're going to give him.
Cole gets a 4 out of niceness. That's from Conservative Husker. 6.5 from Dryce.
Stephen Bellevue gives you a 4. So
this was not a great week, Cole.
Bounce back Thursday next week.
You're about 2 out of 3. He bats about 2 out of 3.
Yeah, we will have a show next Thursday, so you can bounce back next week. Folks, Woodhouse Auto Family, they are your trusted auto partner. 20 brands, 20 convenient sales and service locations. We're making car buying on your terms. Visit us online at woodhouse.com. No show tomorrow. Husker volleyball, so we're back with you. Husker game day Saturday at 10:30. Countdown to kickoff at 12:30. We'll talk to you then. Have yourself a great night.
Hit us up on the text line. Text 402-413-2400 with your Husker thoughts.
There are a lot of rates out there, and it can be tough to find the right one. Well, let's make it easy. With FNBO's special offer CD of 5.5% APY for 3, 7, or 17 months, you can earn more, save more, and do more. That's 5.5% annual percentage yield for 3, 7, or 17 months at your nearest FNBO location with a minimum deposit of $500 and an FNBO Premier Checking account. So stop on by and give your savings a great big boost with the Great Big Small Bank. FNBO, member FDIC.
That's my neighbor, Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hey, John.
Joe's about to make a very big mistake. Hey, Joe, you think it might be a good idea to call 811 to have your underground utilities marked before you start digging?
John, that's just for big projects.
Actually, it's for any digging project. Congratulations, Joe. You found your electric line. Remember, safe digging always begins with a free call to 811. You want to borrow my phone, buddy?
Brought to you by Nebraska 811.
At Nebraska, our people will always be our greatest asset. Day-by-day donors give our teams the best opportunity to compete and win through their generous donations. Our vision for the future is ambitious and requires help from those who want to see Husker athletics excel at the highest level. Go big and join thousands of other Huskers Athletic Fund members with your gift today at huskers.com/donate.
For farmers, productivity isn't an option, it's everything. And at Valley, we feel the same, delivering game-changing technology and irrigation solutions that advance agricultural productivity, with the results to prove it. From our leading irrigation technology to expert advice, you can always rely on Valley to bring out the best in your farm. At Valley, productivity isn't an option, it's everything.